Hello everybody, this is Chris from Chris Design Co. I'm going to show you how you can purchase a model from my website. Most of my models, when I started, I was doing a lot of lids for little boxes, something like this. You have a lid and you have a box. So I'm going to show you how we do it. So the first thing I do is I go on the internet and I type in Chris Design Co. There's my site. You open it up. Now I'm going to use a model that I already know, but what you do is you can go through the website, and you have STL files, you have tools and bits, and you have online vector training, and then you also have custom model designs, and you can buy yourself a new t-shirt, or you can even get yourself a really cool cutting board. There's a membership program, which I will go over again, and there's also an affiliate program. And I am an affiliate of Airweights, so if you decide to go and get yourself an Airweight system, if you go and use this link, you will get a 10% coupon, and you will also help support my site. So thank you. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into that search window, and I'm going to type in crab. So I know that's the model that I want to try. So I come down, oh, crab. Well, now I come down, and there I have two. I have the horseshoe crab, and then I have the regular sand crab. I'm going to pick this one. So what I would do is I'd select it, and then down here you have an option. There's either the model itself, which is the lid part, which is only $10, or you can get $13 as the package, which gives you the DXF file for the box. So you would choose down here, you would choose the STL package, and that's $13. You would add it to your cart and then check out. And when you do that, you download things, and then what happens is you're going to have a download, and wherever you put your downloads, you're going to start by selecting your STL. So you're going to double click on it, and that's going to bring into your vector. Now you're going to have to make your setup single-sided. I'm going to do 6 inches by 6 inches. I'm going to do it 0.75 inches thick. Material surface. I'm going to set my datum to the left lower quadrant, and you need very high because you're using a model. Then you're going to say OK. And then you bring it in. Here's the model. So I need to center it inside this red box. So you're just going to go over down here and hit center. Do not change the size at this point. You can later on if you want, but right now this size will fit the DXF file or all the vectors I have for your tool pathing. So we're going to say position, and we're going to make sure we discard data below. And we're going to pull this bar all the way down, which brings the model all the way to the top. And then you're going to import. Takes a second or two for it to import. Okay, there's your model. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new sheet. I'm going to go to sheet 2. I'm going to go into my 2D view, and I'm going to go edit my sheet. So you go over here to sheets. Here's edit sheet 2. You can go down here to edit, or you can right click and edit. So I'll do that. I'm going to change this same size, but I'm going to change this to 1.5 inches thick. Everything else I'm going to keep the same. I'm going to say OK. So now that I'm on sheet 2, I'm going to go over back to my design side. I'm going to import a bitmap. So now here's my DXF file of the crab body that we downloaded. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to open it. So now, as you see, here it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here and center it into my job. So now I've got it in. So now you see I've got different layers and different colors. And up here in the reset, in the layers section, I have a bunch of layers. So you have the bowl pocket, the finger pocket, the profile, and the recess pocket. So what I'm going to do is we are going to start by going over to the toolpath side, and we're going to just do the finger pockets. So we know it's a pocket, so you're going to add pocket, you're going to add your bit. I set the pocket for 0.35 inches thick. This model show inside here, this part here is 0.35 inches down. And then the lip, which is the recess, is also 0.35. So that's what I set it at. It fits nice. And the reason I like that, for me, I like to have this just raised up just a little bit on here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to keep that at 0.35. I'm going to use a down cut bit, my down cut, and I'm going to use the selector, the vector selector. I'm going to use closed vectors, all closed vectors, associate with a toolpath, and I'm going to pick finger pocket and make sure that's the only one highlighted. And you're going to say close. Now, as you can see, things are already selected. So what I'm going to do is I will call this finger pocket, and I will calculate. Now we will run it. We'll preview it, and you can see it just cut it. So now we're going to go back to my 2D. Now I'm going to do the recess pocket. So we're going to go in. We see recess pocket. I set it for negative 0.15. So we're going to go back into pockets. Keep it at 0.35. Keep the same down cut bit. And we're going to change the pocket allowance. I'm going to actually change it to 0.25. Actually, I'll keep it at 0.15 and I'll show you what happens. So negative, but we got to do negative 0.015. And then you're going to make sure you go into the selector, associate with toolpaths, get rid of finger pocket, and go to recess pocket and hit close. Now you can see these two vectors are highlighted. So now you're going to name this recess pocket, negative 0.015. And we're going to calculate. And we'll run it. And there it is. So now you can see it's a recess pocket. So what I'm going to do before I do the bowl pocket, I'm going to go in, I'm going to go to 2D view, and I'm going to just go back to sheet 1 by double clicking. I'm going to highlight the model, right click, copy to sheet 2. Now you can see it's on sheet 2 now. Now I'm going to double click on sheet 2. Now it's here. Now as you see, the model sits here in the vectors. What I'm going to do is, because I've already cut out the model, you always cut out the lid first, and then when you're doing the body, you cut it and see how it fits. If it's not fitting, you can make this reset pocket a little bigger. So I can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight recess pocket, and I'm going to go over here and make it blue. So as you see, it's cutting past the vector, but see, these corners are still hitting here. So I can do one of two things. I can just sand the crab so it fits, or I can make this pocket bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to change it to negative 0. Negative 0.015. 0.025. And I'm going to calculate it. And then when I preview it, now I'm going to go back to the 2D view. And now I'm going to look at it. As you can see now, it's not really showing anything. So if the lid isn't fitting perfectly because of your machine and the tolerances, just make the pocket a little bigger. And when you want to make it bigger, you're using a negative number. Negative pulls it out. And it also pulls it in. But the in is not important in here because we're making a full pocket on the inside. So I'm just going to go over here, go to my components, and I'm going to just turn the crab off. So there we go. So now what we're going to do is we need to cut the bowl. So now I'm going to go into the bowl pocket, and I always set this for a negative 0.01. And the reason for that is sometimes you get this little lip extra here of wood. You shouldn't, but you might. So I always set it. So basically this pocket's going to push out a little bit, and I'll show you how that looks. So we're going to go into pocket. We're going to use 2 new bits. We're going to remove that. Now I'm going to select it, and I'm going to pick the woodchuck, which is our roughing bit. Select it. And I'm also going to be selecting the bowl bit. This time we're going to go 1.35, let's go 4.5 inches thick, or you can do, because our material for this sheet is 1.5 inches. So we're going to go here and we're going to do ramps. We'll do a ramp of 0.25. And we will also do we're going to go to here, the vector selector, and we're going to associate with toolpaths. We're going to turn off recess, and we're going to go over to bowl pocket. Close. And now I'm also going to change this again, negative 0.01. And we're going to call this bowl pocket. And we're going to calculate it. As you can see, there it is. So now we're going to preview. This is the roughing bit. Comes out. See how it's just stopping. Now the bowl bit comes in and cleans that all up. So now we have no extra lips, no extra material. It's took it all off. Bowl bit did a nice job, leaves a nice round edge. And now we're going to do, now we can preview, reset. Oh no, now let's go back to 2D. And now let's do our profile. Okay, so now we need to go with a profile cut. We're going to do Z equals, or just Z. And then we're going to select a new bit. We're going to select an extended bit. And it's a upcut extended bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go on outside of line. We're going to do a separate last pass of 0.02. And then we're going to add we're not going to add tabs right now, just so you can see things. We're going to add ramps, and we're going to add leads. And I like to do circular leads, and I also like to do a lead out. And then we're going to call that profile. No overcuts, and we're just going to calculate it. And whoops, we need to do the vector selector, and we need to deselect bowl, and we're going to do profile and make sure it's associated. Close. Now you can see it's highlighted and created. Okay, we're going to calculate that. And now we're going to preview it. And there we go. Nice, clean cut. So now we're going to reset and we will preview all of them. Sometimes it's mesmerizing, it's fun to watch. But the more you look at it, the more you see if there's something wrong. It looks good. It's the right size. And we're done. So that's how you import both the DXF file with all the layers and setting up your tool paths. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day.